Hey guys, yesterday I went to the social media club in Philadelphia and we discussed the Federal Trade Commission's new regulations for bloggers that go into effect on December 1st. It was a very good conversation with a lot of social media people in the area and a lot of bloggers. We talked about the concerns that many people had of the $11,000 fines that could be levied. Whitney Hoffman, who's a lawyer and she can be found at ldpodcast.com. She has read through it significantly, so has Annie Heckenberger over at Red Timer, and they both say that generally the fines won't be levied. It isn't law, it's regulation, and it's a way for them to kind of suggest that disclosure should be allowed. Disclosure should be when you get something from somebody, you should disclose that, hey, I got this review product, I don't have to send it back. It's a book. When you get a book, you're gonna keep it. You're not gonna send back a book afterwards. It's just it's not gonna happen. So what you need to disclose that, hey, this was given to me by X company, X publisher, and just disclose it at the bottom, or say, hey, X publisher sent us this book to review, and we read it, and it was good, bad, whatever, indifferent about it. What you need to also look into, if you're getting, a lot of bloggers make a living, or not even make a living, but get a lot of stuff that they need in life from reviewing it. And there's nothing wrong with that. What the FTC is against is these all positive reviews. That they're afraid that if you don't give an accurate review, you're not going to get to review the stuff anymore. What advertisers need to know is that you're asking these people to review your product. But you need to be aware that if your product sucks, the reviewer should and better say that it sucks. If they think that it sucks, they should say that and publish it. And under no circumstances should you threaten lawsuits against reviewers who don't like your products. You're putting it out there, and if you have a good product, you shouldn't have to worry about it. One thing to really be thinking about also as bloggers is that if you disclose it, it doesn't have to be more than like a sentence. And this was sent to us by one of ours on Addicted to Social Media is happyabout.info, and they do a lot of they send us books all the time. What we do is we try and disclose. We haven't really done it so much so far. It's starting December 1st. We're going to be disclosing that happyabout.info sent us this book to review. And a lot of times the books are great, so we won't really critique them negatively because there's nothing to critique. Sometimes every once in a while there's a book that needs some work, and we say it. And we always send them the review and say, hey, after we post it, we send them the review, and we say, here's our review, and they're very happy to get the word out about their books. If there's something wrong with the book, they want to know about it, and they're aware that if we put it, if they ask us to review, it's going to be out there. It's not going to be something like, oh, here's a review of your book, please read through it and correct it, and we'll make it better. One thing is, I was a journalist for 4 years before going to web design. And plenty of people, would have us write interviews. We'd interview people, and they'd say, well, can we read it through the story before you publish it? Absolutely not. We would say, absolutely not. You're gonna interview you, we're gonna write the story, and you can read it when it comes out in the paper. Or we'll send you a copy of the paper if you're not in locally. Or even if you are local, we'll send you a copy of the article. But under no circumstances, and this goes to journalism ethics, and I stand by my journalism ethics because that's how I was trained to write. But bloggers need to be held to the same ethical standards that journalists are. Now, I'm not saying that all journalists have these ethics. A lot of journalists are not. Some journalists don't have these ethics, and they get screamed at, and they get a lot of skepticism when they post something because they kind of gave up, sold their souls to the devil. We need to think about, and bloggers need to, they're saying, well, this is unfair. They need to realize that it's not unfair. They're being treated like adults. Adults are held accountable for their actions. If you're getting goods and you're getting stuff for free, disclose it when you review it. And be honest in your reviews. If you're, I heard a story last night about this reviewer who did, a review for, some company, and she was so afraid of getting, a cease and desist order or a takedown notice that she would, if she didn't like the product, she would return the product and say, I'm not going to review your product because I don't like it. That's baloney. It's absolutely baloney. If you don't like the product, you need to write about it, saying that this is why the product isn't good. And honestly, if a company is dumb enough to send you a cease and desist letter, don't take it down. write up another blog post saying that they sent me a cease and desist letter for being honest about their product. And don't back down, and they're not going to pursue you. And if they pursue you, that's just dumb on their part, because honestly, they're going to really hurt their brand even more by going after a blogger who's reporting the truth. And they should really just spend their money on improving their product so that this doesn't happen again. What you really need to do is disclose your stuff. That's plain and simple. Disclose it after December 1st, if not already now. Disclose stuff when you get it. At the bottom of your post, you can say, this was given to me by X company for the review, or you can write in there saying, like, Mattel sent me Matchbox cars for my kids to play with and for me to review. This is what I thought. You can put the disclosure within the body and work it into the story, and then it's not as bad. It doesn't look like, this was given to us at the very bottom, like a little legal disclaimer. Another thing that was talked about is that the FTC really wants you to have to put it in the bottom of each post when you review something, not just a page off on your blog. Those are still good. I'm still going to keep ours up on A2SM, but still, you need to have it on each individual review. And honestly, I think it's perfect. I think it should be done that way. And honestly, if bloggers are going to keep this stuff that they review, they should disclose it. Journalists, when I was a journalist, you couldn't keep the stuff that you were given to review. You had to return it or buy it from them if you wanted to keep it. If you kept something, you were in deep doo-doo. And it's honestly, there's books out there on journalism ethics. Honestly, some bloggers who are wanting to review products should follow those ethics. If you're scared of being sued by other companies, don't review products. Don't review products. Write blog about everything else, but don't review products. If you don't want to be held to these standards that are, in my opinion, necessary, don't review products. Be honest in your blog. Don't be a snake oil salesman, and you'll be fine. But honestly, putting a little disclosure at the bottom saying that you got this product, it doesn't have to be anything elaborate. It doesn't have to be lawyerese or anything like that. It can be simple, basic English saying, this company sent me this to review, and that's it. And you just disclose it. So that's what we talked about at Social Media Club Philly last night, among other things. Check out Social Media Philly's Twitter account, which is twitter.com/SMCPhilly. Check out Whitney Hoffman's blog at readingwhitney.com. And check out my blog at SethGoldstein.net. And Addicted to the Social Media Podcast is over at A2SM.com. And that's also where we have some more stuff written about this as well. So check it out. And I'm also on Twitter at twitter.com/SethGoldstein. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.